Days after the BMC demolished parts of Kangana's office, she now on Sunday met Maharashtra Governor Bhagat Singh Koshyari. The actor said that she appraised the governor about the harassment that she's faced due to the Uddhav Thackeray government's pressure on her. Take a look at this report. Kangana Ranaut taking her fight with Shiv Sena to the governor of Maharashtra, reaching Raj Bhavan with sister Rangoli to meet the governor Bhagat Singh Koshyari, touching his feet before seeking justice.
मैंने उनसे मुझे जो भी मेरे साथ अन्याय हुआ है उसके बारे में बात की। वो हमारे सबके गार्डियन हैं यहाँ पे एंड जिस तरह से मेरे साथ सुलूक हुआ है वही बात की, वही हमारी आज ब्रीफ जो भी मीटिंग हुई उसके बारे में मैंने उन्हें बताया एंड आई होप कि जस्टिस बी गिवन टू मी।
Kangana's meeting with the governor came hours after Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray fired a veiled jibe at the actor, claiming conspiracy to tarnish image of Maharashtra and warning that his silence shouldn't be seen as his weakness.
काही जणांना असं वाटत असेल कदाचित की आता कोरोना संपलाय, पुनश्च हरिओम म्हणजे आपलं राजकारण पुन्हा सुरू करावं. तूर्त मी राजकारणाबद्दल काही बोलणार नाही, पण राजकारणाबद्दल आणि एकूणच महाराष्ट्राच्या बदनामीचा जो काही डाव आखला जातोय त्याच्याबद्दल एकदा मात्र मी जरूर मुख्यमंत्री पदाचा मास्क हा थोडा वेळ बाजूला ठेवून आपल्याशी बोलणार आहे.
हमारे मुख्यमंत्री जी को कोरोना के संकट के ऊपर ज्यादा ध्यान देना चाहिए. राजनीति करना और ये कंगना का विषय हो, चाहे फिर जिस प्रकार से उनके पार्टी के लोग लेवल ऑफिसर पे हमला करते हैं, जिस प्रकार का गुंडाराज चलाने की कोशिश करते हैं, ये सारी चीजों के ऊपर मुझे ऐसा लगता है उनका ध्यान होना चाहिए.
Shiv Sena mouthpiece Samna too launched a scathing attack on Kangana, accusing her of defaming Mumbai by comparing it to Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and using foul language against the Chief Minister. Sena too hit out at the BJP for backing the actor.
क्या दिखाना चाहते हो मुंबई में बैठकर? लेकिन इस सब जो बात आप कर रहे हो उसकी नोटिंग हो रही है. हमने आपको क्या नहीं किया, मुंबई ने आपको क्या नहीं दिया, महाराष्ट्र ने सबको दिया है सब कुछ. देखो आज हिमाचल प्रदेश में मैं पढ़ रहा था, एक गैंग रेप हो गया कांगड़ा में, 7 लोगों को पकड़ा है कुछ 10-15 दिन में. क्या वो लड़की को Z+ सिक्योरिटी देंगे आप?
On Saturday, Kangana shared a picture on Twitter which showed her as Rani Lakshmi Bai standing in front of Uddhav, portrayed as Ravan.
Earlier, Governor Koshyari had expressed his displeasure over the hasty demolition of Kangana's office. Now this meeting is a clear indication that the centre won't hesitate to make its support public for Kangana Ranaut, even as the Bollywood star switches her role from a Bollywood actor to sometimes a politician and sometimes a citizen. With video journalist Parminder Sharma and Vidya, this is Mosmi Singh in Mumbai for India Today.
Madan Sharma, the retired Navy officer who was thrashed by Shiv Sena workers over a derogatory cartoon, requested Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray to resign if he is unable to run his government. This as the Shiv Sena justified the attack, saying it was spontaneous. Here's more on that story. A brazen daylight attack, full display of Gundaism. A retired Navy veteran brutally beaten up. Abused, dragged, punched in the face by 6 Shiv Seniks for sharing a cartoon on Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray. And after the 6 Sena attackers walked free on 5,000 rupees bail bond, the retired Navy officer now slams Uddhav Thackeray, seeking his resignation.
फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच जो है सिर्फ शिवसेना, ये संजय राउत जी जो है जो चाहे किसी को बोल सकते हैं, उद्धव ठाकरे जी किसी को चाहे वो बोल रहे हैं, बाकी कोई नहीं बोले. अभी बिल्कुल व्यवस्था ठीक नहीं है, आपको रिजाइन देना चाहिए. रिजाइन दीजिए, नहीं देंगे अपने आप नहीं देंगे तो हम लेके रहेंगे.
The officer also hit out at the Maharashtra police, accusing it of diluting charges against the attackers. The ex-Navy officer's daughter urged the Mumbai police not to succumb to political pressure and book the accused for attempt to murder.
इसमें अटेम्प्ट टू मर्डर का चार्ज लगना चाहिए और ये जो पुलिस लोग जो हैं वो प्रेशर में आके किसी गलत डिसीजन ना ले, इनसे अनुरोध करती हूँ मैं। फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच की लिमिट होनी चाहिए तो उनके ऊपर भी लागू होना चाहिए, सिर्फ हमारे ऊपर क्यों लागू होना चाहिए?
While the veteran naval officer Madan Sharma sought the dismissal of this government for the sheer fact that there was lawlessness in the state and that in the last 35 years he had seen nothing like this, Athavale promised to look into it. He said that his NDA alliance would likely think over.
But the Shiv Sena justified the attack, calling it a spontaneous outburst of anger.
इस प्रकार का जो रिएक्शन कभी कभी होता है, होना नहीं चाहिए। जब हमारी सरकार बनी है तो सभी लोगों ने संयम से काम करना चाहिए, सबको इस प्रकार की सूचनाएं हैं। और जब ये हादसा हुआ तो किसी को मालूम भी नहीं था सरकार में, या हमको नहीं मालूम था, मैं तो दिल्ली में था। हमारे लोगों को, ठीक है, हमने तो डिनाई नहीं किया कि हमारे लोग हैं, हमारे वो कार्यकर्ता है, शाखा प्रमुख है 2, तुरंत उसको हमने कार्रवाई की, अरेस्ट किया है, कानूनन कार्रवाई की है, पकड़ा गया उनको।
मुझे लगता है कि संजय राउत जी का जो आरोप है उसमें बिल्कुल तथ्यता नहीं है। अभी ये जो फोटो फॉरवर्ड उन्होंने किया है, लेकिन उसमें कोई बहुत बड़ी गलतियां ऐसा तो नहीं है। मतलब कांग्रेस पार्टी और राष्ट्रवादी कांग्रेस के सपोर्ट से माननीय उद्धव जी ठाकरे मुख्यमंत्री है। मुझे लगता है कोई बहुत बड़ा गलत जो कार्टून में नहीं है। और मदन शर्मा जी ने भेजा, ये मतलब उद्धव ठाकरे जी का सम्मान बढ़ाने के लिए, शिवसेना का सम्मान बढ़ाने के लिए उन्होंने वो फॉरवर्ड किया था, उसमें उनकी बिल्कुल गलती नहीं है।
Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray, who addressed the media, chose to stay mum on the incident. Bureau Report, India Today. Shifting focus to Delhi, a massive political storm has erupted in Delhi. In fact, the Delhi police, in its supplementary charge sheet, has named 6 people, including CPIM General Secretary Sitaram Yechuri, Swaraj Abhiyan President Yogendra Yadav. Opposition is now blaming the BJP of targeting them, while BJP says that the true face has been exposed in this charge sheet. Let's take a listen at this report. 6 months after one of the worst riots in Delhi, which killed 53 people, an explosive twist in the probe. In its additional charge sheet, Delhi Corps named CPIM General Secretary Sitaram Yechuri, Swaraj Abhiyan leader Yogendra Yadav, economist Jayati Ghosh, Delhi University professor and activist Apurva Anand, and documentary filmmaker Rahul Roy, citing their names as those who allegedly provoked violent anti-CAA protests, as per revelation by 3 students who testified. The allegations sparked a political war. Yechuri accused BJP of misusing state machinery to target the opposition. Yadav claimed that BJP is scared of legitimate protests.
No one would talk about Mr. Kapil Mishra, who took out not one but several speeches, who gave incited people in the presence of police. No one would question Union Minister Anurag Thakur, who in public exhorts people and gets naras of Goli Maro. Have they been arrested? Is there an FIR? Have they even been questioned by Delhi police?
Delhi police clarified that mere naming in charge sheet doesn't make them accused or open to prosecution. But BJP claims anti-India forces have been exposed.
They have to be booked as per the investigations reports and let the law take its own course of action during the trial. But initially, the prima facie, there are allegations which are very much solid proof against these people.
While Delhi police has booked alleged riots masterminds, including axed AAP corporator Tahir Hussain, it has not named some BJP leaders who were accused of fanning violence.
By naming scholars,
activist and even a filmmaker, Delhi police in its charge sheet of Delhi riots has created quite an uproar, the timing being near the parliament session. But what is significant is the opposition seeing red in this entire charge sheet, saying the entire process of Delhi police investigation has not been transparent. Other than that, they have named only the opposition leaders and not the likes of Kapil Mishra or Anurag Thakur, who were seen protesting against the anti-CAA protesters in what were viral videos. With camera person Sanjeev, this is Kamaljeet Sandhu in Delhi for India Today.
NEET exams were finally conducted today across of India with the new COVID norms. The entrance exams for medical courses were postponed twice in the last 4 months as the opposition rule states were against it. Here's more on this special report.
The National Eligibility Entrance Test finally conducted on Sunday across India after being postponed for over 4 months on 2 occasions on May 3rd and July 26th. Around 16 lakh students appeared for entrance test for professional medical courses at 3,843 centres amid strict anti-COVID SOPs.
Social distancing का पालन करें, please.
We are at a center in Delhi at the Mayur Vihar area, and as you can see here that students are right now entering their centers. This is the girls side of the entry, and as you can see every student here is wearing gloves, the student is wearing masks, and they have their documents in their hand. There are officials here from the school authorities to make sure that documents are verified here itself. And these are the social distancing norms under which the students will be giving these examinations.
We are at a center in Mylapore, Chennai. You can see the roads have been cut off for around 200 meters. There are police barricades down the end of the road. Parents allowed here with the students. However, you can see norms of social distancing gone for a toss here amidst the pandemic. NEET has been much of a debatable subject in the state of Tamil Nadu, with even the health minister writing to the centre saying postpone this competitive entrance exam.
As you can see here outside, the school staff and other members who are waiting outside, who are actually facilitating the entry of students, they are actually wearing maximum possible safety precautions, and we have been told that students will be entered inside in different batches. So there is actually a 30-minute slot for each batch in which a particular number of students will be allowed inside, and they believe that will help avoid any possible overcrowding.
At the end of the 3-hour exams, students appeared happy with COVID safety norms and arrangements inside exam centers.
गवर्नमेंट ने काफी सारे अरेंजमेंट्स करे हैं और उस हिसाब से हमारे सेंटर पे तो सब कुछ बहुत अच्छे से है. सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग वगैरह सारे नॉर्म सारे एसओपी फॉलो हो रहे हैं, तो आई एम सेटिस्फाइड विद द सेंटर अरेंजमेंट.
But the COVID norms went for a toss outside the centers.
नहीं, बाहर तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं दिख रहा डिस्टेंसिंग, तो अंदर तक थी डिस्टेंसिंग अच्छे से मेंटेन.
The exam pressure took a fatal toll on 2 Tamil Nadu students who ended their lives on the eve of NEET. While 20-year-old Aditya was found hanging at his Dharmapuri home, 17-year-old Jyoti Durga left behind a suicide note before hanging self in Madurai, sparking angry reaction from opposition.
மீண்டும் ஒரு துயரமான ஒரு சம்பவம். இன்னைக்கு அவங்களுடைய குடும்பத்தை போய் சந்திச்சு அவங்க அப்பா அம்மாவை பார்த்துட்டு அவங்களுடைய தாத்தா அனைவரையும் சந்திச்சு ஆறுதல் சொல்லிட்டு கழகம் சார்பாக நிதி கொடுத்துருந்தாங்க. தலைவர் போய் கொடுத்துட்டு அவங்களுக்கு தைரியம் சொல்லிட்டு வந்திருக்கேன்.
The NEET exam was given a go-ahead by Supreme Court, which rejected pleas to postpone it due to COVID, saying an entire year of students cannot be wasted. Bureau Report, India Today.
Time when Sushant Singh Rajput's case has brought the spotlight on drug abuse across film industries. Karnataka, the sandalwood drug case has now exploded after Prashant Sambargi, a film insider, spilled the beans on Neta actor drug nexus and its Colombo link. More in this report.
Sandalwood drug scandal turns murkier, with a possible Neta nexus emerging for the very first time. Whistleblower and celebrity manager Prashant Sambargi has claimed an explosive link of key accused actor Sanjana Galrani with Karnataka politicians, claiming some lawmakers like Congress MLA Zameer Ahmed made frequent Colombo trips with her to attend parties.
My only contention and to the police department was, sir, if you look at if you change the way of direction of investigation and focus the relationship between Sheikh Faizullah and the MLA Zameer Ahmed, I think there will be a lot of skeletons coming out of the coffin.
A fuming Zameer Ahmed refuted the charges and threatened to sue whistleblower Prashant. Zameer was earlier in JDS, admitted he had been to Colombo, but claimed it was with his former party chief, H.D. Kumaraswamy. The JDS chief on his part clarified that the trip was aimed at discussing party strategy. The Yediyurappa government asserted that it will ensure a thorough probe and break the Neta-actor drug peddler nexus.
As the case unravels, however big and mighty he might be, however in an important profession he might be, important position he or she might be, will not spare. I have given a total free hand. My chief minister has given total free hand for the police. That's why they are able to pursue this. And I have said that whoever comes, that's why I said whoever consumes or supplies, he is a criminal for us.
So far, over 10 people, including actors Sanjana and Ragini Dwivedi, have been arrested and being subjected to drug sample test and forensic examination. With Nagarjun Dwarkanath in Bengaluru, Bureau Report, India Today.
On that note, it's a wrap in this bulletin. Further news and updates, do log on to indiatoday.in. You could also download our app for more. Stay tuned. News and updates to continue on the other side.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.